Moment of truth. Take your bets. Look at his face. What do you think? Ooh, that's a smile. That's a good sign.
Looks nice.
Does it?
Looks nice.
Wow, yeah, that ain't bad at all.
That's very nice. I'm impressed. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, that looks
Wow.
really good actually on initial inspection.
I mean, that looks beautiful. Just man, there's no.
Considering I was expecting a solid ball of rust, so anything better than that, and I would have been happy.
That is some good lube. I mean,
yeah, still
it's
stuck
sticky.
to it.
It's everything is covered in black.
Yeah.
Wow, I am impressed. It looks like brand new. You look at there ain't no rust.
No.
That is beautiful. We got lucky.
So we got that ball riveted
Yeah,
to the top of the cover there.
that's neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's the
Those
be like
locating pins?
locating pins or something. Yeah. Wow.
Cool.
Very
Well,
nice.
that just made, assuming there isn't something other catastrophic in there we don't know about yet at this point, that just made this winter's project potentially a lot easier. Whole lot easier. Like I said, I was pretty much expecting the worst, planning on having to make gears and whatever, but
That is.
it's looking pretty good. Do the shifting rails, do they move, or are they seized in there? They must be stuck.
They might be.
They must be stuck yet.
Something moving, but
I suppose probably
this
yeah.
over here we got to work on.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to take much to.
No. Cool.
That is nice. I mean, that is talk about covered in cosmoline.
Yeah.
She is preserved. Been a long day working on that one.
Yeah, it has. But we got her. We got her figured out. We got her shifting. So we had the whole, I don't know if I showed that, we had that whole detent assembly off and got all the detents in the right places, working, whatever. We think what the issue was that the end of the stick originally wasn't put in the right pockets or whatever. So somebody maybe had it apart or whatever and put it back together in the end wasn't where it's supposed to be. Anyway, so we got it. So this is neutral. Down and to the right, that would be reverse. We do the belt pulley and the, whoops, is reverse. Didn't have it all the way in. So there's the tractors going backwards. Still a little stiff, but so back to neutral, up. And to the left is, what did we decide? That was low or high? Yeah, it's either high or low. One of the two. And then the neutral to the right is the other forward speed. Either high or low, whichever it is. There's two forward speeds, one reverse. So there's one, there's the other. And there's reverse. So yeah, there again, big accomplishment. We got the shifting pattern working and everything freed, and because it didn't shift at all when we got it. So we're gonna go to bed. Almost midnight here. It's enough fun for one day, huh? Today's Thanksgiving, so I've been in the house helping Mom get Thanksgiving dinner right. It's not actually Thanksgiving. We're doing a belated Thanksgiving. So Dad's been out putzing while we were inside cooking. So come out to see what he's up to. And he had figured out how to get this front pulley off here.
Didn't have the right size pullers, so we just put some nuts in behind here to keep it so the jaws wouldn't pop off, and came off real nice.
Nice. One more thing done.
Nut off. My big crescent wrench would have been nice
Yeah.
for this.
Last lug off the tractor. Yeah. Feels lower. Just that couple inches makes a big difference. Dang it, I gone and done it. I was just commented that, even knock on wood, but, we hadn't found any broken parts on this tractor yet. Everything's been coming apart. Everything looks, at least on initial inspection, looks good, right? Not 10 minutes later, Dad's taking apart the governor, and we figured out, that comes off. Well, it's broken. So it's supposed to look like this. This is one big casting. This is the one from the tractor. That part is broken off and currently stuck in the block there. Darn it! Well, maybe with any luck, at least the internal shaft might be good.
But the shaft still moves.
It still moves in there, yeah, a little tiny bit.
So that's a good sign.
It's not seized in there. Wonder how that ever got broken.
You want me to dump this dirt out?
Yeah, I suppose. Get the oil pan off.
Wow, is that cooked?
Yeah.
Might be able to salvage the plug. Huh?
Yeah. Well, we got the sketchy factor dialed up to about an 11 here on the sketchy factor scale. So we got the block loose and sitting on some timbers and a metal sawhorse. In the process of trying to get it off and somewhere else. We figured it'd be easier to work on separating the jugs from the head off of the tractor, because then you can work on one jug at a time instead of trying to get the whole entire head off in one assembly. You can do it in two halves, so to speak. The connecting rods, the babbitt and everything actually looks pretty darn good considering how long this thing has been sitting. We're a little pleasantly surprised there, and even the crankshaft journals aren't terrible. I mean, of course they're not usable as is, but they're not completely rusty, which is what we were expecting. So we'll continue to get this down somewhere safer, and we'll check back. Yeah, we better get you guys caught up here then. So we managed to get our level 11 sketchiness down to about a 6, I suppose. We got the engine top half off and finagled onto this box over here for now until we can work on that some more. And now, while Dad is still here, we figured we're going to focus on getting the big heavy stuff apart while I have another set of hands to help me. So we figured out a game plan. We can get the engine block out eventually because it can slide on the frame rail up here. These are loose. We're going to pipe across here, so once those are all free, we can slide that out, and eventually I'll have to get myself a cherry picker to pick that up and set it back down easily. On the back here, we got my workbench underneath. We jacked the tractor up, put that underneath. Now we're in the process of taking the rear wheels off and the final drives. Dad already had all the whatever you want to call this, axle cap bolt to hold the wheels on, take them off. So basically we're ready to slide it off the axle, and we figured we'd show you how easily it's sliding here. It'll slide right off. And first peek of the final drives here. Everything there again, it's all greasy, icky, but it doesn't look like it's all wore out. So that's a good sign. We'll know more once it's apart and cleaned up, of course, but yeah, that's kind of exciting. So yeah, we're gonna get these wheels off, probably put them outside for the winter. Maybe we'll take the final drives off the wheels, keep them inside so they don't get all rusty. But the wheels themselves can go out in the snowbank for the winter. We won't get to them now anyways. So. Sound like a plan? The other wheel off, taking the final drive off of it. Just for future reference, and kind of show, can't argue with originality. So the wheels are obviously red, final drives are green, but you can see there's some green, what I'm assuming is overspray on the wheels. The bolts here were clearly red. So did they paint the whole wheels with the bolts in them red first? Put them on the tractor and then possibly paint the tractor green with some overspray on the wheels? Maybe? Not sure. Just figured I'd show that because there's no arguing that there's green and red both there. But I don't see any red on the final drives. So that's what makes me think the green came second. Okay, it's a pretty nice day here today, so I brought the dash from the tractor in the garage out here to compare it to the dash on the tractor outside here to show you some of the differences in the controls. So 21,473 here from the garage. Like I mentioned earlier, the throttle control holes are completely different. So as far as I can see, the steering mount and the oil pressure gauge holes are the same between the two dashes, but the mounting holes and where the linkages go through, and the mounting holes where the linkages go through are different than on this dash. Most of the ones you see looking at pictures online have this. There'd be a little lever hand control here, and there is a hop down here and I'll show you the other side, like a throttle cable shield with the cable inside. And there's the other half of the broken off lever there, so it'd be a round hole. So I'm not sure what the difference is there, if that is a different options difference or just a differences over the years difference. More research is needed there. So if anybody knows what's going on exactly there, I'd be interested in knowing. This would be for your choke, I believe, rod. So this is 21,002. There we go. This one actually has the lower dash piece intact. So they're again assuming that that is the same for both tractors, which as far as I know it is. We'll have to take that one off and either use it as a template to make a new one or put that one onto this tractor. Another project. Yeah, just figured I'd show you those little differences. Like I said, as long as it's a pretty nice day here outside. Might end up taking off that air cleaner at some point because there's some parts on that one that are missing on the one from the one in the garage. I think I maybe previously mentioned this is the only tank we have, so we'll have to use that one as a pattern for making new ones. So the fenders on this one are actually worse than the ones in the garage, arguably. Still pretty banged up bottom is all mangled. And this one is definitely worse. Bunch of ripples and tears. So the sheet metal for the one in the garage is definitely better. Got the wheels rolled outside here for the winter because I don't need them at the moment. Kind of looks funny, you know, four-wheel drive tractor or something. Steering box. Might have to end up pulling that apart too, depending on what we find in that one in the garage. You know, this one maybe end up being better or something. So at least we got some options for parts. Got the fender stashed out here too for now. Make some more room in the little garage. Okay, this evening I got the brake band assembly taken apart. Started by getting this apart. Got these loose. So this is just a spacer. This is a nut, and this is your fork, all on a bolt. So I got that all freed up and pulled the bolt out, and that could come off. And of course, I went through the housing there too. And then I just got done pulling the actual brake drum off. 2-jaw puller. I put a washer on the end of the puller so I wouldn't booger up the end of the shaft any more than it already was. It looks like this pulley is probably designed to be universal. It could go on either way. But for future reference, the side that has a little bit more of a bevel was out. The inside is the sharp one. So like that. So yeah, just keep picking away at her. I think maybe I'll try to get the rest of this brake lever out and clutch handle off next. I just keep picking away at taking stuff off of the transmission housing here, because like I said, we're going to focus on that this winter. I'll be able to take apart this stuff probably in the near future. And I'll probably have to round up a different puller to get the belt pulley off. We got the nut and washer off yesterday, but I don't really have the right puller to get in there and pull on that. I'll have to look in the parts book too to see exactly if it shows if that's a straight or is that a tapered fit or what on that, just so we know what to expect. If it's a tapered, it should pop right off, but you want to pull on the hub of the pulley and never on the outside, because you take the chance of breaking things. So we'll be patient and get the right tools for that. I can take the clutch all apart at this point, and once all that's done, we're pretty much ready to get really dirty and get in the inside and start cleaning. Not really looking forward to that, but it's got to get done. So I'm not sure if I'll get much more done here this week or not. This might be the end of this video, but I'll probably, well, not probably, I will see you guys in the future. We have lots to work on now, and it's a long, cold, lonely winter, so stay tuned for more updates. If you like what you see, please hit the old subscribe button if you haven't already done so. It helps build the channel. Hit the old like button. It somehow helps the algorithms. More people see the videos. And leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Talk to you later. Bye.